So when I first met Bill, he was rubbing cotton wool on his face and dribbling. I can see Joe's nodding. But that's not because he was hungover or needing a cigarette or any of the things that you would have been doing that other times. Because he was a toddler. Because I've known Bill for about 28.5 years.
Yeah,
or something.
Most of our life.
Yeah, we knew each other as toddlers. So I kind of win that competition that's always implicit a wedding of who knows. I mean, it's not a competition, but if it was, I would win, just so you know. And apparently my mum tells me, I very quickly took to sitting next to Bill, perhaps because I felt the weird kid with the cotton wool fetish was unlikely to hit me with the alphabet words. Like almost everyone else in the mother and toddler group. But I like to think then it was also because, even then I could tell that Bill was a good person to have by your side, where you can see what he's doing. Incidentally, anyone who's seen Bill tenderly cradling a pint of Stella will testify to his ongoing affection for inanimate objects. So we sort of known each other quite well at Mother and Toddler group. Obviously, we'd connected over cotton wool and stuff. And at primary school, Bill quickly realised that what you need is a thing to stand out, kind of a USP, because there are lots of kids. And he knew you needed a thing. And some people's thing is they're good at sport, or art, or running around the playground with their hood over their head pretending to be a plane. Bill decided that his thing would be eating ants. He subsequently became known through Dicksville Primary School as that boy who eats ants. He planned it and then he did it. And a reputation which was to follow him into secondary school. Long after, I'm pretty sure he'd actually stopped eating them. I imagine there are still people who, if Bill bumped into them into the high street, would introduce them to their children as that man who eats ants. But the ant thing died down and we went to junior school and Bill quickly came up with nicknames for everyone. Mine was Jange, there was Botch, March and Alge. There's a formula that he clearly stuck to. And then of course there was Bilge. And I think that says something important about Bill because he came up with the formula knowing that his nickname would be the dirty water from the bottom of a boat. He's not an egotist. You come up with your own nickname and that's what you come up with. But it was also around this point that Bill developed an impressive entrepreneurial side, as him and his business partner Mike moved on from taking the toys out of breakfast cereal and selling them in the playground to producing limited edition collectibles by wrapping pictures torn from Michael's elder brother's collection of nudie magazines in sellotape and selling them for 50p. I think anyone, and there are a few people here, but anyone who's ever worked with Bill will recognise that instinct to develop and drive new business. And incidentally, if you transfer your business to HSS, we'll still give you nudie pictures by that. So, do that. And in secondary school, Bill continued to seek out responsibility. Key to this was him naming himself one of the founders and president of what we called the Swedish Sex Party, or the SDP, as some of you may know it, which later, of course, became the super duper Swedish Sex Party, or the SDSSP. I'm not sure we ever had a formalised manifesto or constitution, or really did anything other than shouting SD, SSP across the park at some girls in what, now I come to think about it, was a really creepy way. And I'm pretty sure we were only vaguely aware of the rudiments of sex, although we were pretty sure that Sweden had something to do with it, which is kind of right, I don't know. But I also think it's impressive that we were well ahead of the whole kind of New Labour rebranding thing, because if they were still called Super Duper Labour Party, they'd obviously still be in power now. Just stick Super Duper before something and it becomes better. There was even an anthem sung to a popular tune you all recognise by Cliff Richard. And looking around the room, I can still see some members, or former members. And if you're brave enough, I'd like you to sing it with me now. Christmas time,
lots of sex and wine. Children sing about sex all the time. There's sex on the garden and sex on the trees. You can have sex whenever you please.
That's really good. But I have to say, obviously, as a 29-year-old, Though admittedly catchy, it's pretty creepy. Songs about children and sex. And now, of course, unfortunately, Bill has excluded himself from running for the leadership again by marrying a real live woman. You know, I think we can all agree that Bill sits there with Salanta. It's probably not an exchange he's likely to regret. And it goes both ways, I would hope, as I'm sure Salanta already knows, that beneath his cotton wool loving, ant-eating, soft porn peddling, Swedish sex politician exterior lies one of the best hearts you could ever hope to find. And so that's the, you know, there always has to be a sloppy bit at the end of speaking. So I thought, instead of continuing anymore, I'd like to read a poem by E. Cummings. It's called I Carry Your Heart With Me. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart. I am never without. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world. She doesn't like this one. Cummings is not for everyone. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, the beautiful, you are my world, my true. And it's you, or whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of the sky of the tree called life, which grows higher than the soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart, I carry it in my heart. So I'd like to raise a toast to the bride and groom. May they carry each other's hearts in their heart. Thank you.
There you go. Nice one.